The afternoon sun hung lazily over Patterson, California. It was August 12th, 2025, a Tuesday like any other. At the local Jack in the Box, the lunch rush had faded, leaving behind a gentle hum of fryers and the occasional hiss from the soda machine. A few customers lingered in booths, savoring their burgers and fries. The staff wiped down already clean counters, fighting off boredom. Isabel Toste stood at her post, counting the minutes until her shift ended. But sometimes the universe has other plans. No one in that Jack in the Box knew their day was about to become unforgettable. And on this Tuesday, it was about to deliver a surprise with a side of rock and roll. The ordinary was about to become legendary. The door jingled, a sound so routine no one looked up at first. But the man who walked in was anything but routine. Big beard, twinkling eyes, t-shirt and shorts, and a grin that could only belong to one person. It was Jack Black, not on a screen but right there in the flesh at Jack in the Box. For a moment, time froze. Was that really him? The room buzzed with disbelief as whispers spread. Is that Jack Black? He strolled to the counter, scanning the menu like any other customer, completely at ease. No entourage, no bodyguards, just Jack, ready for lunch. The staff behind the counter exchanged wide-eyed glances. Phones quietly appeared, ready to capture the moment. Jack Black's casual presence made the whole thing even more surreal. He wasn't acting like a Hollywood star, just a funny dad on a burger run. The initial shock melted into excitement. The ordinary Tuesday was officially over. The staff wondered, "Do you offer a celebrity-free curly fries for life?" Customers grinned, knowing they'd have a story to tell. Jack Black, unfazed, just waited his turn. The energy in the room shifted. Suddenly, anything felt possible. The day had transformed from forgettable to unforgettable. The day Jack Black came to Jack in the Box had begun, and everyone there had a front row seat. The mundane had just become magical. Hollywood had arrived in Patterson. Isabel Toste found herself face to face with Jack Black at the register. Her mind raced, half remembering her training, half screaming, "That's Kung Fu Panda!" Somehow she managed to greet him and take his order, hands only slightly shaking. Jack Black was patient, friendly, and made it easy for her to relax. He was just a guy ordering lunch, but his presence electrified the room. After ordering, he posed for photos with the staff, turning a simple snapshot into a mini performance. He made funny faces, threw up rock and roll hand signs, and made everyone laugh. Isabel and her coworkers felt like they were part of the show. Jack Black's energy was infectious. He wasn't just tolerating fans, he was having fun with them. For Isabel, it was more than a brush with fame. It was a memory she'd cherish forever. He could have just grabbed his food and left, but he chose to connect. He made everyone feel special, turning a boring shift into the story of a lifetime. That's the kind of magic only a true star can bring. Isabel later called him the coolest, most down-to-earth guy. And that's the best thing you can say about a celebrity. He didn't have to be that friendly, but he was. The staff's day was made, and so was his. For a few minutes, everyone was part of something extraordinary. The ordinary had become unforgettable. Isabel would never look at a Tuesday the same way again. Jack Black had left his mark, and the story was just getting started. In a corner booth, the couple from Georgia watched the scene unfold. Their quick pit stop had turned into the highlight of their road trip. They nudged each other. "Honey, look, is that really Jack Black?" Seeing a celebrity on TV is one thing. Sharing a room with them is another. They watched Jack Black interact with the staff, pose for photos, and spread joy. Suddenly, they weren't just passing through, they were part of a story. Jack Black noticed them too, offering a friendly wave and a smile. He made everyone feel included, not just the staff. The couple snapped a photo, grinning from ear to ear. Their mundane journey now had a sprinkle of Hollywood magic. They'd have an incredible story to tell back home. "You'll never guess who we saw at Jack in the Box." The energy in the room was contagious. Their road trip was transformed by a random act of celebrity kindness. The encounter broke the monotony of the road and gave them a memory to cherish. It was a perfect example of how a little surprise can change everything. The couple left with more than just full stomachs. They left with a story for the ages. Sometimes the best moments are the ones you never see coming. Their pit stop was now unforgettable. The ordinary had become extraordinary, and all it took was one unexpected visitor. The couple would never forget Patterson, California, or the day Jack Black made their trip legendary. Sometimes magic finds you when you least expect it. What struck everyone most was how normal Jack Black seemed. He didn't ask for special treatment or act like a star. Isabel called him down to earth, and it was true. He ordered his food, chatted with the staff, and treated everyone with kindness. Fame didn't make him distant, it made him generous. He embraced the attention, spreading joy instead of annoyance. No sunglasses, no hiding, just Jack, being himself. His public and private personas seemed to match fun-loving, energetic, and real. He made people's day and probably his own by connecting with everyone, posing for photos, making faces, and sharing laughs. Small gestures, big impact. His authenticity shone through. People can spot a fake, but Jack Black was the real deal. He reminded everyone that celebrities are people too. They get hungry, go on road trips, and stop for fast food. The best ones, like Jack, remember to be kind. He didn't have to make the day special, but he did, and that's what made the encounter unforgettable. Jack Black was more than a movie star that day. He was just a cool guy who made everyone smile. Seeing Jack Black in person was like meeting a whole cast of characters. Dewey Finn from School of Rock, Poe from Kung Fu Panda, Professor Shelley Oberon from Jumanji, they all seemed to walk in with him. He brought that same joyful, rebellious energy to the restaurant. You could almost imagine him bursting into song about burgers and fries. His warmth and humor were unmistakable, just like his iconic voice. Jack Black's characters are full of heart, and so is he. He doesn't just play funny roles, he plays people you root for. Meeting him felt like meeting an old friend who'd made you laugh for years. He brought the same joy to Patterson that he brings to the screen. For a moment, everyone felt like part of his world. The line between actor and character blurred. That's the magic of Jack Black. He makes you feel like you belong. On that Tuesday, he brought Hollywood to a small-town burger joint, and everyone there got to share in the fun. News of Jack Black's visit spread fast. Photos hit social media, and soon the Patterson Jack in the Box was famous. Locals felt a surge of pride. Jack Black was here in our town. The restaurant became a landmark overnight. It was a story everyone wanted to share, a rare positive headline. For a while, that Jack in the Box was more than a fast food joint. It was where the ordinary met the extraordinary. People drove by, pointing, "That's where Jack Black was." The story connected Patterson to Hollywood in a way no one expected. The excitement wasn't just local. People everywhere loved hearing about a celebrity being genuinely nice. It was a feel-good story in a world that needed one. Everyone could relate. We've all been to a fast food place on a slow afternoon, but not everyone gets to see a star walk in. For Jack Black, it was just lunch. For everyone else, it was a day to remember. Sometimes, a simple act of kindness can have a huge ripple effect, and that's exactly what happened in Patterson. Jack Black's visit was more than a funny story. It was a lesson in kindness. He could have kept to himself, but he chose to share his light. That choice turned a simple meal into a meaningful connection. The staff buzzed with excitement, sharing the story with every customer. The joy spread, customers told their families, and the story traveled far. One act of kindness rippled outward, touching more and more people. The couple from Georgia left re-energized, their trip transformed. A random encounter became a cherished memory. It's a reminder, we all have the power to make someone's day better. A smile, a kind word, a moment of connection, these things matter. Jack Black's fame amplified the effect, but the principle is universal. We can all choose to spread joy. The Patterson Jack in the Box incident proved it. Kindness travels. You never know how far a good deed will go. Sometimes it's the smallest gestures that make the biggest difference. Jack Black's visit was a celebration of the unexpected. Life can feel routine until something shatters the pattern. A movie star walks into a fast food joint and suddenly everything changes. These are the stories we remember, the ones that add magic to the everyday. For a few minutes, everyone in that Jack in the Box was united by surprise and excitement. They became a little community, bonded by a shared moment. These memories connect us, give us stories to tell, and remind us that the world is full of surprises. So here's to Jack Black and to Patterson, California. Thanks for reminding us that magic can happen anywhere, even on a slow Tuesday afternoon. Embrace the spontaneous, celebrate the quirky, and always be ready for a surprise. You never know when your ordinary day will become a story worth telling, or who you might meet while waiting for a burger. The world is full of possibilities. Sometimes Hollywood comes to town, and sometimes the best stories start with a simple jingle at the door.